Okay, well, hello everyone, and welcome to Good XP. We are building a Next.js app here, a blog and portfolio website. Basically, it will be for my own personal blog, personal digital garden, if you will. I trust that YouTube is doing his job, OBS is doing his job, their job, because you know the problem that when something goes wrong, everything starts going wrong. So this is the second time it is happening. It was in the first video for the beginning. Now after 5 days, and even between these videos, I had a lot of hiccups and problems and whatnot. So I hope everything is working for now, right now, because I am very frustrated and very anxious that something will go wrong. But I hope it is not the case, and let's begin. So, as I said, we are building a Next.js app. This is the second episode in this series, and you can follow here on the list. These are the technologies that we are using. Next.js version 13. I'm using the stable version. A couple of months ago, they introduced a new folder structure and some new implementations, but I don't want to be constantly maintaining this once I stop it, and I don't want to continue with some experimental features for the moment. So I will be using the stable version with the source directory and everything. So that is it. And before we continue, we begin. Last episode, in the first episode, I created the boilerplate Next.js application, and I did some setups, some configurations to help me with the project maintenance, project management. So what were they? I wanted to go quickly over them, and if you want to check it out, it is on the first video in this series. And by the way, you can like both videos and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. So anyway, we started, and there was hiccups there as well, a lot of stuff, and I'm doing this for some time anyway. So I gave a brief introduction to what I am trying to achieve. Then we started with the boilerplate Next.js application, then configured the tsconfig, then we did some engine locking. Go check it out. ESLint and Prettier configurations. We set up Husky. We configured our IDE VS Code. Then we tried to push our first commit. First commit. Yeah, exactly. So anyway, then it happened. Then I started setting up the build tools, which is the topic of today. But then anyway, I retconned it basically today. So we are going to start from scratch, setting up the build tools. And what are the build tools, you would say? They are, let's go back here. So for example, we are going to use Tailwind. We are gonna set that up. We are gonna use Storybook for component library, and you know Storybook. If you don't, we will see it together. Then what else? We are gonna set up Typography Scales. I'm gonna show it there. Show how to do it in a Tailwind setup. What else? Theming, theme colors, etc. How I do it. So we are basically gonna do this, and finally we are gonna build a base component template that we will be using as a foundational template structure for our components in this project. So that is it, and in 5 minutes I think it is okay to have a 5-minute introduction. I hope I'm not dragging it for long, but in any case I will be also using timestamps for the video, so you can easily jump between these parts of the video. So anyway, this is where we are at the moment. We are going to be building setting up the build tools. Yes. So enjoy. I will watch the chat if anyone jumps in. But otherwise, that is it. Here we go. This is the current state of the project. This is how it looks. So there is nothing there, actually. This is it. We don't have I retconned, as I said, we don't have Tailwind and other stuff. So we will start right now building the setting up the build tools. Why? My mind is messing up. Anyway, so for example, and by the way, why not? Let's go out of one of the build tools I want to add is env-var. This is a package, a library, helps with introducing environment libraries to our project. And in a sense that by doing it with this library, you can enforce types, you can enforce being required and such stuff. So it is a pretty neat tool, and I use it on my projects for a while now. There is another alternative which is much bigger library actually. You can use ZOD to introduce your environment variables amongst other things. So for example, we can write it like this: star as env from env-var. Nice. Oops, never mind. It deletes. So for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna put it like this. So we can do like, yeah, why not? Let's do it like this, okay? Close and export default config. Why does it? Isn't it listed? Wait, what? It is here. Okay, I think it is not thinking straight. Let me start code again. This happens, these hiccups happens all the time. And I don't know why. They don't happen to me when I'm working by myself. You see, now it doesn't complain. We are on the code already. So for example, we wanna use this port. We wanna see I don't wanna see this. Wait, what's happening, guys? Oh, open up it again. Yeah, is it? Sure, why not? Don't fall behind. So let's say we have an env folder here, and here we have next public port, right? I don't know. And it is 3005. Let's see the difference. So then you get here next public port, right? We don't need this as port number, and this is a string. Let's say required dot as number. Why not? As positive, as int here. There we go. This is okay. So then if we come here and import config port number is, let's say, config, no, not that one, this one, config.port. By the way, let's have it like this, why not? Missing file extension. Wait. Yeah, I know. Did I mess something up? Ah, there it is. No. Okay. Port 3000 is in use. Why? You see, the code killed itself. This is 3001. It was not set. Next public port. Did I not set it right? Did I not use the correct next public port? Okay. We will figure this out, right? It happens all the time. So this is a good demonstration, by the way. So if it is a required thing, but it is not introduced, it is not set, it gives an error, which is good. Oh, we can see it here. 3005, you see? So why the error? Okay, somehow our VS Code, we are having multiple instances of VS Code here. Let's end everything. I don't know why. But this is software development. And what is in use? 3001 is in use. Okay, let's kill everything. How do we kill? I don't know it at all. This is not working. So they are not. What the hell? I can close this one. Okay, task manager got stuck. Kill all yarn applications. It's something like this, yeah. Okay. Let's do it. What's happening? What the hell? I told you, this is like I was trying to open up this stream like 1 hour ago, but for some reason I couldn't. My computers decide to fail on me. My external drive, I probably I need to buy a new one. It is required, but it was not set. So where do you get this number? I don't understand, guys. What is the complaint here? Objects are not valid. Missing file extension. I swear, these are the... I see these errors. Lib config. I have never seen these errors before. Let's say a string. I don't care if it is the problem. I don't know. What is this one? Missing file extension. Let's read it. Some files are... If it is, it would be like this. What would it say? It will still complain. And when it is like this, what happens? Consider importing JS instead. I really don't follow. But I'm not gonna spend time with this for now. Now it will be a problem with this. This thing. I don't follow really. Never mind. I am not gonna spend time on this one, guys. I will move it here. Why did I bring this up? I wasn't even planning to talk about this. Anyway, I think this is working, but I don't know why it gives me the error. I will try to understand that later, because this is really stupid. 3005. I can see it. 455. Very odd number, right? So it doesn't get it. Why? Is it because env placed in a different place? I don't think so. Next public port. I mean, this is totally correct. Let's take a look at the npm env-var. So, yarn add env-var. Typescript. As int positive. Why not? Is it the object thing? Maybe this is the object thing. Const config. Let's try it like this. Why not? Int positive. So why not? Okay. 55. It is a number. This is a required number. Next public port. The only thing we need to do is this. Next public port. Maybe it is the object notation or something like that. So config has port. Okay, let's try it again. So dev 3000 455. Again, we get it, but then it fails. It was not set. Really interesting. I need to understand. This is more than there is something else here. I need to understand it. Anyway, let's leave it out for now then. I will figure it out and tell you on the next one. I will discard everything here. I can do it from this window. No. Discard everything. Right. Okay. So basically we can discard all this, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm not trying to do the perfect presentation. I'm just trying to be comfortable, eventually comfortable in this uncomfortable position I am right now. Failing in public. Eventually I will stop failing. Okay, so let's cut here. Let's turn back, go back. So we are now going to install Tailwind and set up our Tailwind config, set up our Tailwind theme colors, etc., etc. Then we are gonna set the typography scales. This is the plan. Let's go. I will also add some extend the Tailwind capabilities with typography package they have and forms package from Tailwind. Okay. I spent 25 minutes on a goose chase, 20 minutes or whatever. So then we need to init Tailwind. This will create some files for us. First one is post CSS and second one is Tailwind CSS. So when we come here in this file, we need to extend our Tailwind configuration with this stuff and also define the folders where Tailwind will be working. So anything under source pages or source components is directly in the domain of Tailwind. So Tailwind will look for the utility classes it knows, they know, and try to change it there. One more thing is we are gonna reset our CSS files with Tailwind directives. So now what should it be? This should change, but of course it is not running at the moment. Let's dev. So now it changed. This is different. And if we kind of look at this, for example, we can now, I hope, wait, compare, no, don't say. Okay, so now, for example, I believe when we want to write some Tailwind classes, it will give us that. So let's say we can say text, let's make it obvious, text red 500, why not, and save, and it is red. So this is the Tailwind. Okay, then I will set up my theme colors, which I already worked on. Let me show it actually. So I basically I can open Figma and pull it here. So I worked on my branding, and so I have some initial mockups for how about my thoughts on how my website look like. So it is basically something like this. So I want to build this landing section. Eventually this is going to be the third episode in this series, I don't know. Then we will have something else. They are more wireframey, I know, but this is more fleshed out. So I have here some buttons. I have my typography scales, all like hints for me. And these are my colors that I have selected. I have chosen. So we are gonna build a theme around this, and there is some foreground, background combinations here that you can see. So yeah, basically we are gonna use elements, use inspirations from all these and build our website. And as I said, this is going to be the landing page, something like this. So anyway, we are gonna take this as a starting point, and it will be pretty much, it will look like that, I think. So anyway, without further ado, let's write our theme file. So what we need to do here, if you check the Tailwind's documentation as well, if you want to use colors, you are going to need to require Tailwind's colors package. And then here we come to the theme and we add our colors. So basically this, if you use the colors object under theme, you restrict your Tailwind in this project, you restrict it to these colors only. So for example, if we write here, I don't know, let's say red, right? So red is colors.red, right? So if we leave it like this, then we come here. So as you can see, it gives me red, but it doesn't give me blue. Because right now the only colors Tailwind knows and cares about is the ones in this list. If I add blue here, colors, and you can even say cyan here instead of blue. So when we come back, now it allows me to choose blue. So that is the power of Tailwind. From this config, you can set up pretty much how your theme behaves. You can set it as anything you like. So slate, these are all I selected before, so I'm just looking at my notes. So this is going to be amber. Red is red. Blue is color sky. And purple is color violet. So these are my colors. And now we are gonna extend. So now if we extend, it extends the set, but it is like appending, not overwriting. So we are gonna write primary 500 is my my primary color, which is this one. What did I do here? 0, 0, 6, 6, and FF. And default is the same. So what does this do? So this does, I forgot speaking. So for example, here, let's check primary. Wait, did we broke something? Yes. Well, let's begin with this one. So primary 500. Wait, what's happening here? Colors primary. Default. this should be fine. Did I need? Interesting. Another hiccup. Very interesting. Let me get my entire compiled successfully. Ah, it works. Interesting. Okay, you see 500, but also we have text primary, which is the same as 500. So whenever you put default, it is, you don't have to put any accent to it. So text primary is the default here. Anyway. So now if we make it so, this is our primary color. Cool. We made it work. Now, fonts. Okay, so this is our Tailwind configuration with theme colors setup. Okay, this is cool. Now we are gonna install next font. This is Next.js font. So font optimization, if you check the documentation, you can use this next font library to pull in fonts from Google, fonts from your local folders, etc. It is for optimization and such. I also selected the fonts I'm going to use, so I will now install them. They are all from Google fonts. So first we are gonna add the package to our project. Then in the next config file, we will add these lines of codes. Oops. As I said, I am not going to pretend that I am writing everything from my head. I have my notes. I made good preparations for this video, for this session. So I will be utilizing my notes here. But still, we see some stuff not working, right? So anyway, we need to add these lines to our next config file, font loaders, etc. I think it should be mentioning it somewhere here. Anyway, it happens. It is told somewhere. As you can see, they also documented how to work it with Tailwind. Yeah. So now to introduce these fonts to our application, we need to use some stuff. We need to make some changes to our app app file, app.tsx. This is very interesting. For some reason, it doesn't follow the package.json dependency list. I think it caches to a place and doesn't update itself. Okay, so then our app will be looking like so component page props, but we are gonna wrap this in a main. Okay, let's copy. So we add fonts at the top of our element tree at the topmost place, and now we can use them everywhere. In fact, one more thing we need to do is to extend our Tailwind configuration here to set some stuff with our font family. So we are again extending our theme like this. So this was colors, and after the colors we add font family, but to use font family here we need to get it like this. So from Tailwind default theme we get the font family object and we extend font family object. So for any sans set, sans font, yeah, sans type in Tailwind default configuration we tell it to use Just. For any serif we use Bezier. For we introduce a new font family as Bodoni. So basically I'm going to be using Bezier for headings and other stuff. This is a serif font, and for body and other kind of text we are going to be using Just, which is defaults to sans on Tailwind, if that makes sense. Normally what is the so why we did all this? For example, usually I see people doing like people usually do something like, okay, text Just, or what do we have? Font, sorry, font. So usually when people, for example, they use Poppins or Inter or whatever, I don't know, and they edit similar to this, and they do font whatever the font is. But we have the default configurations for sans and serif, and they are all across the Tailwind utility classes. So you need to, if you are building a theme, you need to be changing you need to extend or restrict your theme. So I think this is a more consistent way of handling your theme in a project. Otherwise it gets very messy. I'm sure people can think of countless examples that somehow as the project grows bigger and bigger, you build something with hopes and wishes that the theme configuration never changes, but then you need to change the type scale font sizes. You need to change a color slightly to some other variant, and it all gets messy all of a sudden. So if you centralize the variables to a location, then it becomes much easier to manipulate it in the future and keep it maintainable. So anyway, this was the colors and fonts. We finished those two, and now we are gonna set the type scale. Again, if you look at this, where is it? There was a Figma file. Yes. So if you look here, and I can also suggest you to go check it out. There is a good internet tool, something like this, a visual calculator. Yeah, this is the page, a very simple page, but it helps with your consistency, design consistency a lot. So you can select your Google font here, anything. Then what happened here? Even the tools out of my control are failing. You see, we should be seeing some notes here, which is very weird. We don't see anything. Very interesting. Page size 16. Okay, somehow this got reset. I have no idea. I have no idea why. So let's say you select your font, you select your weight, etc., etc. You can set body font differently here. Let's say body font is okay. Body font is Arsenal, and for the headings you can select this one. Why not? This looks good. Anyway, so you select everything to your likings, then there are some different coefficients or different steps that are visually creates a visual hierarchy, visual consistency, and then you get your you get your guidelines for it. So if your body is 16%, let's say you can put the heading, small headings to 21%, and maybe heading ones to 50%, 50 pixels, something like that. So use this page, and for me it is here, and I will now extend my Tailwind utility classes to utilize this scale. Otherwise, as you may know, Tailwind resets everything. So this is heading 2. So heading 3, heading 3. Let's put a paragraph here. Of course, paragraph. Yeah. So if we look at this, where is it? Did I save? Did I need to load the app? Okay. Guys, come on. Okay, this is empty. Why? Aha. Interesting. Could it be a reason? I don't think so. Again, something fishy. Why? What happened? Hmm. Let's see what this does. Okay, what happened now? Did you remove the font? Next font. Okay, no, it did not. So, you have enabled font loaders. Sure. Interesting. No. Stash or comment. Okay. Do I see anything wrong here? I don't think so. I was about to do the linting. No, typography scales. So we are at this point. And my app stopped working. So if I aha, what the hell is this? There was a beautiful bracket, curly bracket there. Why? Did I do it? I am not sure. I wouldn't do it. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't know. This is live stream stage fright. shit happens. I hope in, for example, yeah, I hope next year I will be looking at these videos and will be so embarrassed about the stupid stuff I do or say, or give me a second. I need to take this. Okay, sorry for that. This was my accountant. So anyway, we were the thing is, you know, interesting. The hiccups I get. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about this. So Tailwind resets everything. You don't have any kind of definition of heading 3, heading 2, or they all look the same. They all unstyled things. So we need to give them some definitions. And we do it with the type scales, as I said. And we introduce, do we introduce our type scales to our project? We do it like this. I will copy this because I worked it before. So to the base layer, we add some definitions. And what is good about this type scaling is it is totally dynamic. So font size is calculated at the spot according to viewport's width. It starts with 16 pixels, around 16 pixels, and it changes as your page grows. Does that make sense? I think it is a very cool trick, a very cool hack. So we also add some what do you call it? I don't want the website to be extending to infinity, so I want to have some limits to it, and it is maximum width is 768 pixels, and that's it. From there, we set, for example, for paragraph, for list items, for span elements, we make them sans. We explicitly set them to sans, which is just for me. Font size is 1 rem, line height, and letter spacing. For anchor elements, font size is a bit smaller. For title, I put a small special class for title. For H1s, H2s, you define the font family, size, weight, height, and letter spacing. So basically, we build our type scaling here. You save it, and now if we come here, everything changes. Doesn't this beautiful? I think it is very beautiful. I hope you find it beautiful as well. I want to see comments talking about these stuff with me. So please do, please subscribe, by the way, and leave a comment, leave a like, encourage me, help me validate myself. Anyway, so if we make this, for example, title instead of all this bickering, this should reflect, right? And now we can also tell it to be a primary color. And voila! I think it is very cool. Anyway, this was the type scaling part. So, one thing I want to say. Now, when you spend time setting up these boundaries, these constraints, these build tools, the future developments will become like a walk in the park. It would be very easy from when you have all these tools in your arsenal. So anyway, so now this was the type scaling. Now we are going to go to the Tailwind Linting. And I think I will end after setting up the Tailwind Lint part, because it has been 1 hour. And I will, there is already a third episode, you see? In the third episode, okay, let's put it to the goodbye section. So, Tailwind Linting. Tailwind Linting is, for example, when you start writing your Tailwind classes here, you say font. I always mix these up. So let's say you put text base here, then and font serif, for example, I don't know. Then you go put some paddings, P4, I don't know, MX5, I don't know. You go writing, you go crazy with it. Then you lose the control on this train of utility classes. So for example, you come here and you put text. I don't want text base. I want text LG. But this was another day, another feature. So you see, there are now conflicting classes here. And also, for example, in my title definition, where is it? In my title, I have font size, font weight, everything is defined. Margin definitions are defined. But then I come here, and I want to define it again. So, long story short, if you don't have any linting, any restrictions, some tool that checks the checks your Tailwind classes, Tailwind structures, you can create some garbage along the way. So to remedy that, we can utilize some tools for Tailwind linting. And these are, we are gonna install these two packages now: ESLint plugin Tailwind, Prettier plugin Tailwind. Then there is also another tool that I want to add here. This is which is Tailwind merge. So it works. Let me open it actually. Let me show it from their documentation. So Tailwind merge. This one. So Tailwind merge, okay, is a utility function to efficiently merge Tailwind CSS classes in JS without style conflicts. This is it. So Tailwind merge function takes this px2, py1, bgred, whatever, then you go here p3, and there is another background definition, etc. And what happens? It truncates this definition to this. This is the same as this one, but a lot tidier. So this is it. This is the package we are going to be using. And now, I will have myself a very cool utility function, that I'm going to be putting here. Yes, cn.ts, so class names. So I'm gonna import class names. I'm gonna import tv merge from Tailwind merge. Nice. So const cn equals, now this is the part, args. So class names dot argument array. This is how you want to do it. And you take those and make class names, but we are not gonna spread it here this time. This is it. Default cn. And interesting enough, my VS Code doesn't catch the updates on package.json. Interesting, but I'm not gonna dwell on it now. Something is wrong, definitely. So we need to add some definitions to our ESLint after this. Let's check. So right now we are gonna extend. Let's copy everything here, put it here, and let's check the difference. So the difference is plugin, we add the Tailwind CSS plugin, and Tailwind CSS extended it and added the plugin. That's it. That is the only difference. So remember the packages we installed, we added them to the Tailwind ESLint configuration. That is it for Tailwind Linting. This helps a lot. So of course we are going to see everything in action once we finish setting up the build tools and once we start building our components and pages and application and everything. But I think these are essential steps. So I will end the episode here now. Thank you very much for watching whenever or wherever you are. Please consider supporting me with your comments, of course. Tell me what you think. Give me some constructive criticism, constructive feedback on everything. And also I would really appreciate if you can subscribe and give a like to my video. I was trying to prepare myself for these videos for a couple of months now by playing video games, because I am new to live streams, new to recording, being exposed, being in public, and exposing what I do to the people. So I thought that, and obviously English is not my native language, so I thought there are a lot of obstacles in front of me right now. There are a lot of sources for my uncomfortability, for my pains. I have a lot of pain sources. Basically English, being in front of a camera, speaking to myself, or recording myself, interacting with other people, etc., etc. And also I would be putting my practice, putting my work in front of everyone. And we all know about stage frights, imposter syndromes. So even I prepare a lot, I still get some hiccups while I'm recording. So things like that. So I did a lot of preparations, a lot of how do you call it, rehearsals. by playing video games. They helped me to overcome. I still do not say that I am 100% comfortable right now. No, but it gave me a lot of room and a lot of practice to being in front of a camera, talking to myself, talking in English, etc., etc. So right now, oh yeah, and the viewership on gaming videos are constantly improving, but they are at a level. And the first technical content I created, it surpassed everything I put in this channel at this point, up until this point. So I am very glad that it happened. It has the most view count, the first episode of this series that I am building my website. It has the most viewer count, it has the most watch time, I think it has most likes. So this is very cool. This is very exciting for me, and this really motivates me. So if you can help me keep this motivation growing, and also help me grow myself, because I see this also as an opportunity to grow. So yeah, what I want to say is I am really looking forward to have some conversation going on in this channel with the help of this channel. So I hope we achieve it someday. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining. Thanks for participating. Please consider likes, subscribes, and leaving a feedback below. So thank you. Probably I will be recording the next episode tomorrow, and in that episode we will have Storybook, and we will build our base template component. That's it. I could have selected this scene actually. So I wasn't switching between scenes for the gaming content. I started switching scenes for these kind of technical contents. So there's that. Okay. Thank you. I will see you on the next one. The button is gone.